And good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to live coverage of baseball here on the Region Sports Network. We come to you today from Lake Central High School as the Portage Indians are set to take on the Lake Central Indians. Michael Brenner here on site in beautiful St. John, Indiana. As we get set for this game, I'll have the play-by-play for the game, and joining me is Nate the Great Ramian. Nate, always good to be with you, sir.
It's always great to be at Bradnerville here over Lake Central. Beautiful day for a doubleheader, but we're only going to have the first one. But it's going to be a great day for two DIC teams to go at it, see if someone can start separating themselves, getting some momentum for sectional play in a couple weeks.
Yeah, Lake Central comes in 7-3 in conference this year. As you mentioned, a doubleheader today, so they have a chance to improve up to 9-3. But it's a tall task to ask, trying to get up to that Valpo 10-1 conference record. They take on Michigan City today, who's still looking for that first conference win. They're 0-11. Valpo 10-1, as I said. Portage just a couple of games under 500 in conference play, 4-6. If you were to break, we talk all the time about in different sports kind of tiering up the DAC. In this case, it's kind of split in half. You have the teams that are over 500 and then the teams that are under 500. You have one team at 500 in LaPorte. But these are going to be some pivotal games here down the stretch to determine placement for where you're going to be in the duel at the end of the day. Is there a share for a title? Can Chesterton sneak their way in if Valpo can lose a couple of games here? Valpo still has LaPorte, the final two conference games of the year. So LaPorte wants to play spoiler. Lake Central still has Crown Point the rest of the year, and then Chesterton has Portage.
Yeah, the thing about Valpo is they're only going to get better now because Caden Crow is now throwing again. First half of the year, he had some arm issues, and he was out for a while. Now that he's back throwing, not just hitting, they're only going to be that much dangerous. And if you take the trip up a little north there to Chesterton, earlier in the year, they had a brand-new coach this year with Mr. Coach Bogner. He's doing a great job. Brought his son over as well with that new addition, him playing in the middle and pitching a little bit, playing third a little bit. Them and the DIC, they're going to only get better as well. They're so young as well with Mr. Zarnecki over there pitching as well. Barrett, they're a really tough team up there in north side of Porter County, but you can't forget about the Lake County teams as well. Like you said, with Strayer at Crown Point, they're always going to be contenders, and that DIC is so tough, and that's what makes the DIC one of the top conferences in the state of Indiana.
Well, and it's going to be real interesting. And we're talking about this, and all this means is placement in conference, right? It just doesn't mean anything when it comes to the tournament time, when it comes to where it's going to, who you're going to play and anything like that, because it's already picked. We already know who's playing who. Lake Central will play Munster to open up sectional play. That'll be on the Thursday of that week. I believe that's the 23rd. They'll play over at Munster. And then I'll tell you what, sectional 2, you've got Valpo, you've got Chesterton, you've got Crown Point. Those are your top three teams in the duel right now. Chesterton will get the winner of the Valpo Crown Point game. Well, Chesterton, I believe, plays somebody, so let me double-check that just to make sure. I know you're pulling that up right now for me. I believe Chesterton plays somebody. One of the odds-on favorite, obviously, but if Chesterton were to win that ball game, then they would get the winner of the Valpo Crown Point game. So we're going to see the DAC knocked out of, only one team is going to be in that championship game.
So like you said, KV versus Chesterton, first round, and then Crown Point Valpo right below. That's going to be a tough one as well, opening round. Portage and Lowell got the bye.
Yes.
So, again, Portage could be one game away.
Portage could actually make it their way into the championship.
They're one game away from a sectional final. And placing Lowell, you never know. They're a tough squad down there. They always have, they're just gritty, you know what I mean? They just have that Lowell pride, that Lowell toughness, and that they're going to hang around, and they're a good team this year. Like I said, they're 7-11 on the season, but that doesn't mean how they play.
A lot of times you never know. It's any given day that you can have a successful day, and sometimes we talked about if pitchers aren't on that day, things can be a potential problem for teams, and figuring out how you're going to counteract that. For sure. NIPSCO is proud to be powering the youth of Northern Indiana. NIPSCO is wishing its Northern Indiana high schools to have safe competition while displaying sportsmanship on and off the field. Also, Senior Day here at Lake Central, so recognizing those seniors, Griffin Tobias, Alex Cuevas, Drew Arnold, Mike Zakowski, Quinn O'Brien, Brendan Smith, Blake Sivak, who's on the bump today for Lake Central, Nick Robinson, and Tyler Colburn as well, along with Colin Sirks. So recognizing those seniors. And I've mentioned, I mentioned, I think, to you even at the Seal Yard, or I mentioned this before, but we are going to tune you into our national anthem before we get to that thought.
At this time, we would ask that everyone please rise, and gentlemen, kindly remove your caps as we honor America and those who have served and are currently serving to protect its freedoms with the singing of our national anthem, performed today by Hannah Arnold, sister of catcher Drew Arnold.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red there, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, how about that? Hannah Arnold singing our national anthem today, the sister of the catcher for Lake Central today, Drew Arnold. I know Dad is proud out there. Probably has a tear in his eye. He's watching his boy playing on senior day and then getting to listen to his daughter sing the national anthem. Ain't nothing better than that. Oh, the point I was going to try to make is that, you worked in a school, kind of that finality of a school year, and it kind of hits a little bit different this time of year because you really are at the end of the school year, but we try to appreciate those moments at the end of football seasons and basketball seasons, but it just hits different this kind of year for baseball, softball, track, boys volleyball now, just because of the fact that we really are at the end of the school year.
And same thing for, you could say that with the seniors as well.
That's what
Could be a couple of last times I put their cleats on, right?
Yep.
A couple times, you wake up, it's game day, you got those different feelings in your stomach, right? It's the last class period. I got to go get some food maybe, head out to the field, get some BP in real quick. Those days are limited now if you're a senior right now, and how do you take advantage of those opportunities you have?
Yep.
And can't take this for granted. I still remember, my senior day. It was kind of cool. We played my dad's team at Hanover Central.
Okay.
And that year they go to semi-state. Right?
Oh,
Had a 2011 year. That was a really good team.
Yeah.
Of course, we had a 10 run them that day. No big deal. But my only time pitching in my high school career, that game.
And Dad got to watch.
Something cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are memories you definitely hold on to forever. And we always love being able to be a part of these kind of days. And while we're sad to see the seniors go, we know they're going on to bigger and better things in life. And but we do appreciate it. It's been fun this year because we've watched. I feel like this year more so than others, and maybe you feel differently about it. I don't know. I feel like this year we have watched more seniors that have been 4-year guys, so it feels like we have guys that are leaving in all sports that have been around for, it feels like, forever.
Yeah, there's just been some guys that just came in early as freshmen, made a really quick impact, and they just stayed around. It seems like every year you look at a roster, God, that guy's still there.
Yeah.
He's 20.
Yeah, it is what it feels like.
Yeah.
All right, we're bringing this Portage lineup here in just a moment. Leading things off is Mark Kalmbacher, and he will meet the pitching styles of Blake Sivak as that ball gets away. They did that on purpose for us. So Mark Kalmbacher will lead things off. Kyle Ketchum in the 2 spot. Devon Ortiz in the 3-hole. Cody Young will hit in the cleanup spot, followed by Matthew Crosstag and then Hunter Cole, Caleb Hacker, William DeGracia, and Ryan Bogue in that next spot. Count quickly 1-1 here on Kalmbacher. Blake Sivak having a pretty good year this year. In his 8th appearance, 1-0, 1.84 ERA. To get going here, here's a 1-1 to Kalmbacher. This one line shot foul down the left field line. Sivak in 26 2/3 innings has surrendered 7 earned runs, 11 runs total, has struck out 26 and walked 10. Kalmbacher trying to be one of those candidates for a walk if he can. That one missing just outside.
Kalmbacher's one of those kids, and when we had the privilege of coaching these guys a couple years ago, he's that kid, first pitch of the game, he'll run through the wall for you, and then he'll do it again and again and again. You want 10 Mark Kalmbachers on your team.
2-2 chopped high on the ground, trying to throw across the diamond, and it's going to be safe on the quick legs of Kalmbacher. Couldn't beat the throw for Parker Robinson there at shortstop. So it's a leadoff infield single to start things up for Portage.
That's what I'm talking about. He's just that kid. Other kids would just say, oh, conceive and out there. Like, they'll concede that right there.
Zetkowski, Nick Robinson, and Drew Kostiba in the outfield. So Mike Zetkowski, Nick Robinson, and Drew Kostiba from left to right in the outfield. And we'll give you the infield here in just a minute as Kyle Ketchum comes in here. Catcher today as they throw over to first. You've got Ryder Fernandez, Parker Robinson on the left side of the infield, third and short, and then Quinn O'Brien along with Brendan Smith on the right side of the infield. Drew Arnold behind the plate for Blake Sivak. Quick move over to first, trying to get that runner yet again. Kyle Ketchum, 239 on the year, an extra base hit and 6 RBIs to his name, according to Max Preps. First pitch, showing bunt, puts it right down in front of Blake Sivak, who goes across to first base and gets the out in a successful sacrifice.
The thing about the Indians is right now they're kind of struggling to get some runs on the board, right? So they're doing anything they can to try to manufacture a run, put some runners in scoring position for their power hitters, Devin Ortiz right now. And then we have Cody Young on deck. Give them opportunities to drive in a run.
And you had our umpires for the game today,
I
yes?
did. We have Mr. Raleigh Thill behind the plate, and in the field we have Craig Fott.
Veteran umpiring crew for sure. First pitch into Ortiz, misses for ball 1. And our game day forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Today's forecast, a very beautiful 78 degrees. A few clouds overhead and a few extra clouds off to the left, but those are going to hold off for this game. 2-0 the count here, so that's your game day forecast brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. And you can visit them forajobdoneright.com. Sivak checks that runner at second, checks him again, checks him one more time, and now a 2-0. And that one missing outside. He's really kind of a little bit worried about that runner at second, it feels like.
Yeah, again, that's what kind of the pressure Kalmbacher puts on people is when because he's that threat to steal, right? So you can't worry about him. Just throw strikes, and you got a great defense behind you. Let them take care of it.
12 stolen bases on the year, and this is going to be a no pitch. And those turned into kind of some dangerous situations here. Sivak wasn't paying attention and kind of kept the windup and didn't release the ball. Sometimes you'd rather just see the guy release the ball sometimes with mechanics.
Yeah, that's when people get hurt is when you stop. Right, you're going quick, and then you stop out of nowhere. Just let it fly.
3-0, and now it's a base on balls. So a leadoff single followed by an out, a sacrifice, and now a base on balls. And you got 2 runners on with just 1 out here in the inning. Cody Young, quarterback for this Portage team. A little red versus blue today. I think now having this game, I don't know if I remember doing a Portage LC baseball game in the past.
I don't think I have in any sport.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think I've hit the trifecta. I've done football, basketball, and now baseball. We would have done, well, we did I started the softball game a couple weeks ago.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
And I had to leave you.
I don't know. I was thinking.
We didn't want you to hurt yourself. There's the 1-0 to Young. Swung on and missed. So 1-1. I almost had to leave today. It's scholarship night at the high school here tonight for Lake Central.
They're going to rename this after you soon.
There's
always something with you.
Not a chance.
Awards. You're the speaker of the house / school.
Not a chance. 1-1. Swung on and missed. 1-2.
But that's just kind of guy you are, Mr. Branner. You're Mr. LC. You're Mr.
You're not supposed to tell the Portage fans that are listening.
I don't care.
I'm trying to call it down the middle.
You are right down the middle.
1-2 to Cody Young here. Sivak checking that Checking that runner. That one's going to miss outside. Arnold trying to frame it, bring it back into the strike zone to fool the umpire, but doesn't get that.
That's one of those you have to, when you see it outside there, you got to see that a little differently, because when you really pull it back, it really gives it away that you're trying to get a strike. You got to just be smooth with it.
2-2. This one popped up on the right side. Kostiba coming in and making the catch, and really does so in shallow right center field there. He had to come a long way to get to that one. That's why sometimes you might, the second baseman could have gone out for that one, but Kostiba had a good beat on it, so he took that one, and it keeps the runners at bay.
That's a lot easier play for the right fielder to come in than drop step, sprint to get underneath there. But that's a great job of holding the runners, and let's see if Lake Central can get out of this when they had Portage had early runners on the bags.
Matthew cross tag here now. Pitch in there for a strike. Cross tag, a couple extra base hits on the year, 6 RBIs. Would like to drive in that first one here, that 7th one of the season. Would look good for Portage right here. This one chopped on the ground. Robinson will pick it up, throws across. A little bit of a low throw, but able to get there in time for the final out. We go to the bottom of the first. Lake Central coming up. You're watching Game 9 on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. The Lake Central Football Booster Club and LC alumni are proud to host its annual golf outing at Sherwood Golf Course on July 19th. 100% of the outing's proceeds will go towards all levels of the Lake Central football program. For more information, visit the LCFB Booster Club Facebook page to see how you can be out on the golf course. All right, your Lake Central lineup today. Mike Zakowski leads things off for Lake Central, followed by Nick Robinson and Griffin Tobias, who's the designated hitter today. In the cleanup spot, Drew Kostiba, followed by Brendan Smith and Parker Robinson. And then Ryder Fernandez, Drew Arnold, and Quinn O'Brien round out the lineup. Mason Bartos is your pitcher today for Portage. You want to tell us a little bit about Mason Bartos, Mr. Ramian? This
is Mr. Bartos' 6th appearance of the year. He is 3-2 on the year, an ERA of 6.86, giving up 27 hits with 18 runs. We got 16 earned runs, only 5 walks on the year with 12 strikeouts, giving up 1 homer. The cool thing about Mason Bartos is he's only a sophomore, right? Mm-hmm. He's got some time to still grow and mature as a pitcher.
The 1-0 pitch to Zakowski. This one popped up into center. Kalmbacher under it to make the catch for out number 1. Speaking of Kalmbacher, he patrols center field. Cody Young patrols left field. And Hunter Cole in right. Ryan Bogue at third. Matthew Crosstag at short. Williams DeGracia at second. And then Caleb Hacker over at first base. And then Kyle Ketchum behind the dish for Bartos. Robinson buttoned that one down. Nick Robinson has got some speed. He's been, the last couple years, kind of lifted as a pinch runner in a lot of cases here. He's got 19 stolen bases on the year. He is a speedy individual.
It was pretty cool earlier in the year. We were here. Him and his brother got to play together.
Actually, I gotta tell you, they are not brothers, actually.
They are not?
They are not.
I apologize.
Yeah, no, they are not brothers. So 0-2 here to Robinson. Yeah, somebody did point that out to me that you guys had said that, and I forgot to mention that to you.
Because one's a freshman and one's a senior.
Correct, but they are not brothers. 1-2 here to Robinson, comes in 339 on the year. I wanted to have a conversation with you. Is this one lined into left center? This will drop down for a hit. Robinson making a big turn around first. Had definitely a chance for second. Would have been a very close play at second had he kept going, but he halts the brakes in between and gets on with a one-out single.
One thing I do like about Mason Bartos is he works pretty quick, but he pumps a ton of strikes. He's just filling his own fastball curve. He's doing a good job of mixing up his pitches so far.
Here comes Griffin Tobias, the designated hitter. I was going to talk to you about, I feel like as I'm writing down high school lineups, you know how they talk about the Mendoza line and MLB kind of being that 200 line?
Sure.
Where do you think the Mendoza line would be in high school baseball? What's the line there?
That's close as well. Again, at the end of the day, you want guys that just get on base, right? The guys that are just gritty, that are going to figure it out if it's not a hit, if it's a bunt.
Runner goes down to second base. There's a little bit of a slip. It goes into center field. Robinson making that turn. Now he's going to go back to second. In time he thought about it. Watch that center fielder. He watched Kalmbacher trying to get that quickly. He was on it immediately as that one got sent into second. So we're going to rule that a stolen base. A little bit of a wild throw, but it didn't advance the runner beyond that. So we'll call it a stolen base here.
Back to that. I think I don't really worry about batting averages. I care about on-base percentage.
Okay.
Just get on base. If that's a walk, it's a hit by pitch. I don't care how you get on, just get on base.
So you're going with that new school of baseball to an extent with on base versus batting average is one that they still write down for a lot of things, but a lot of times they try to look beyond that for sure.
You can get, but if you get out, but if you walk, you're still on base, and
correct.
It goes up, right?
Correct. 2-0 to Griffin Tobias, who swings and misses through that one. So 2-1 the count here. With one away here in the bottom of the first inning.
When you have a hitter like Tobias up, you have to keep mixing up your pitches. Stay off that fast stuff. Keep mixing up. Give me a curve every once in a while, because he's sitting on that, and he can hit that to that neighborhood over there if he gets ready for it.
This one lifted in the air, out to left. Going back on his horse. This one back, and it's gone! Griffin Tobias on senior day rocks a 2-run homer to put Lake Central up 2-0 in the first.
That is kind of what I just said. If you leave a fastball in there and something inside to the middle and you got a guy that could be drafted this year, you cannot miss for him inside. Miss middle, out, and the walk's not bad against him.
Now batting for the Indians, right fielder number 9, Drew Kostiba.
I believe for the year, that is Tobias's first home run. I'm going to double check here. Yeah, he came in with 4 extra base hits. That's the first home run of the season, and that one was driven well out past that 380 mark. You know, he's going to be feeling good. I will say, one of the things that I feel like for him is, this is now Drew Kostiba in here, 0-1 the count to him. One of the things is that he was kind of juggling between pitching and then playing in the defensive positions and shortstop or third base, wherever. I mean, he's a 4-year varsity starter, started at third base, was really known and looked at through PBR as one of the premier shortstops in the state of Indiana, and then kind of got more accolades as a pitcher, and that's kind of what he's focused on just this year other than DHing. And all of a sudden his hitting has kind of evolved a little bit more this year because of the fact he's worried about just the pitching as opposed to the defense as well.
The more avenues you have as a player will only help you when you get to the next stage. That, can I hit at the next level? Can I pitch at the next level? Can I only be a PO? Just more avenues you have only benefits you.
So 3-1 the count here to Drew Kostiba, the right fielder today. He comes in batting .333. 4 extra base hits. He's driven in 10 on the year. Here's the 3-1. This one lifted in the air off to the left. Could be in play or in foul territory at least. It does get just out past the bullpen for Lake Central.
We have a full count here.
So working deep counts for sure to make these starting pitchers work a little extra maybe here today. And with the temperatures where they're at, it's definitely going to, you're working up a good sweat. 3-2, this one lined, and this will touch down into center field for a base hit.
He just did a great job of that, not trying to do too much with that ball, right? It was outside. He just took it to the right center gap. Didn't try to roll over that fastball there.
So this will bring up the first baseman, Brendan Smith. Batting from that left side here. Still only one out in the inning.
He is hitting .341 on the year.
Yes, he is. 6 extra base hits. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second base. It's to the right side. Did he get him on the foot potentially? They're going to rule that he is safe. Actually, I don't think the umpire ever signaled anything. It just kind of was understood, I guess, at that point.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, if it's when in doubt, you're good to go.
Could have got him on the foot, maybe. So a stolen base here for Drew Costibas, and now it puts another runner in scoring position for Lake Central. It's a team that really liked to run last year. Big lead off of second base on that pitch there to Brendan Smith, who has a chance to bring in his 9th RBI of the year.
That's one of those, if a ball hits in the green here, he's got to score that on a base hit. So he gets that good secondary. He should stand up at home.
1-1. On the outside edge for a called strike. Pretty nice pitch there from Bartos. And this is, you talked about him being a sophomore. You know, this is one of those things, this is an inning you're facing one of the dominant teams in the DAC the last number of years. And, you know, you're obviously going through a little bit of a rough stretch here in the first inning. How do you respond? How do you answer? What kind of pitches do you come back with? Do you fold, or do you come back with a pitch like that and get a strikeout?
That's a great thing I think about this Portage team moving forward is they're very young on this season, and age as well. They have about 4 or 5 starters right now are sophomores, minus their center fielder leader, Kalmbacher. Majority of their core players are sophomores. The next 2-3 years, this team is going to be there. They have those chances to be pretty well. They do pretty well in sectional 2.
Step off, and Costiba will head back to second base, and this is Parker Robinson at the dish right now. With 2 away, Lake Central leading at 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning.
Like their 2 leading pitchers this year with innings are sophomores.
Yeah.
Their other one, Cody Young, is a sophomore, quarterback. He's had 23 innings this year. Bartos is 16.
So Bartos checks that runner at second, ready to deliver the 1-0 pitch. On the edge for a called strike. And I will say, you know, the nice thing is sometimes for some schools, obviously you have what you have, and maybe you don't have an opportunity to have the seniors to rely on and then wait for, slowly bring up that next wave. Lake Central has that. Obviously, they are kind of led in their rotation by their 2 starting pitchers, Griffin Tobias and Blake Sivak, who you see on the bump here today. And then the next, I feel like in terms of innings, I'd have to double check how many innings everybody has. But the next 2 that come to mind right off the bat, you have Colin Sirks as well, who's a senior who comes in with a lot of experience as well. But then you go with like Josh Flores and Luke O'Keefe in this rotation, and they're just juniors. So they're kind of getting their opportunities here. Is this one lifted in the air to center? So they're kind of getting, their feet wet a little bit in terms of playing conference games, and then next year they get to prove it on the senior stage. So Lake Central takes a 2-0 lead on the Griffin Tobias 2-run homer. We go to the second. Portage coming up. You're watching Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Mike Brenner here along with Nate Ramey and Hunter Cole, Caleb Hacker, and William DeGracia are your scheduled hitters here in the second inning. Hunter Cole, the right fielder today. You know, I got to see these guys against Crown Point the other day as well, and I was really, like you said, really impressed with a lot of these efforts of these Portage Indians here today. But I was impressed with the way they handled Crown Point as well, one of the top teams in the DAC. And like you said, this is a young group that's only gonna get better as time goes on. We talked about that. I feel like we talked about that with Portage basketball as well. Definitely a team that is only getting better, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Duneland come next season and even the season after that.
Yeah, think about like Hunter Cole here. This is only his 12th game played this year. So he's getting his opportunities now. So he's got to take advantage of the opportunity he gets, and he'll get some more at-bats in the lineup and then in the outfield as well. But again, like on deck's another sophomore, Caleb Hacker. He's one of those kids that you said as well. He's on that basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big, strong boy, and he's just got to keep growing.
Took that last pitch for a ball. Good eye from Cole there, so he's going to take it 2-2 now. So working a good at bat here against Blake Seaback. This one up the middle, and we'll get through for a base hit to lead things off here in the second inning. They've led both innings off with hits. Good way to start if you're Portage, just kind of getting some solid contact.
They're getting their opportunities, right? Like they're getting their people on base. Now we just got to figure out a way to manufacture a run.
That's the goal overall.
They're not getting like shelled, you know what I mean? Like
correct.
They're putting the ball in play. They're just not coming out with that big hit yet.
And here comes Hacker looking for a big hit here. Takes that first pitch for a strike. 3 extra base hits on the year for Hacker, 6 RBIs. Or is that RBI? Excuse me. You want to be grammatically incorrect?
Sorry.
I know you're not going to bother me. So 0-1 here. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Now 0-2 on Hacker, the first baseman today for the Portage Indians.
But that was a good job of Civic coming back there after they get a leadoff single, coming back with 2 quick strikes, right? And then right there, the strikeout.
That's the senior matching up right there.
Now batting second baseman, number 4, William DeGracia.
So Williams DeGracia coming up here with 1 away and a runner on first here in the top of the second inning. Again, this is game 1 of a doubleheader. The game yesterday got rained out a little bit. I don't know if when the game would have started if there was rain coming down, but I know it came down really heavy right before what would have been first pitch, so probably put the field in not so great conditions.
And you always got that lightning rule, right? I think it's...
And that may have been part
of the...
10-mile
circle.
Yeah.
And I think it's 30 minutes every lightning strike.
So I'm not sure where the storm clouds were at that time.
And Portage does not have lights.
And that plays a factor. Yep. Well, and they wouldn't be able to play a doubleheader here today. That's something recently installed here at Lake Central or lights. Otherwise, they would have probably had to play tomorrow to make up for it if they didn't have lights. And we are going to have a balk that is called on Blake Seaback, so runner will get to advance. I have seen that called more this year than I ever have in my previous years of calling baseball or softball.
Might be a point of emphasis this year, but again, you got to come to a complete stop, right? You have to have a separation of like a time, take a deep breath, then go. Count to 1, count to 2, then go. A lot of guys try to go quick, and they just rush it, and they just kind of come through it and don't really separate well and rush.
Well, and I'm not saying that Blake is trying to emulate a guy like Johnny Cueto or anything, but just trying to mix, or Nestor Cortez, like just trying to mix things up a little bit and give them different looks so that way they can't get too comfortable. This one popped in the air into center. Nick Robinson camping underneath it, shades to his right a little bit, makes the catch, and they will throw back into the infield. Runner stays at second base.
That's one of those pitches and stuff where, like, you legit could call that almost every pitch.
Oh, yeah, I mean, to an extent, yeah.
Yeah, like, you got to be extreme with it for them to call it. But, again, like we said earlier, we have two of the best officials around today, the umpires, with Riley Thiel and Craig Fott. And these guys have done state finals before. Like, they've been there. They know what to look for. And Riley does college games as well, and he knows what he's doing.
Well, and I've sat in rooms where there's been officials. I've been sitting, at lunch tables and stuff, and officials are there, and the officials talk to each other. They will say, like, hey, I had this team the other day. Watch for this. Keep an eye. So that may have been a point of emphasis. Hey, maybe he doesn't always come set. Team called that out to me. I was able to see, or I wasn't able to see it, but keep an eye out on that. Because these guys all talk to each other as well. They have their own scouting reports.
I was just going to say, teams have scouting reports. The officials have scouting reports as well. Like, say there's a big man in basketball or something like that. Or maybe pushing off for 3 seconds in the lane or something.
Swing and a miss, 2-1 on Ryan Bogue, the third baseman today for the Portage Indians. Couple of extra base hits on the year. He's driven in 9. His 10th RBI right here would be huge for Portage to cut this deficit in half. Seaback checks that runner. Throwing a little bit outside there. Definitely the runners on second base today have seemed to kind of mess up a little bit, maybe timing-wise, or the thought process of Blake a little bit. Three-one pitch. Breaking ball just missing. That'll be ball 4. Looked like a pretty good pitch, but umpire must have had it inside or out.
If I had to guess, I would say in there. But again, that now Portage had a big opportunity here. Man on first and second, top of the order here. Probably one of their better hitters up. Let's see if they can manufacture a run here.
Well, this is what they had in the first inning. Couldn't get anything to come across the board. But now, as you said, go back to the top of the lineup. You have Mark Kalmbacher, who got the thing started with a single. Got the whole party started here for Portage. This one lifted in the air to center. Left center field, driving back, and this one will be caught out in left center by Nick Robinson, who chases that one down. Nick Robinson had 19 stolen bases on the air. He's got some speed to be able to get that one out in left center. So we go to the bottom of the second inning. Lake Central leads at 2-0. You're watching Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Save for a healthy tomorrow with an HSA checking account from Tech Credit Union. It's a tax-advantaged way to save and pay for healthcare expenses. You'll enjoy no setup fee, no annual fee, and easy access to funds. Plus, you'll earn a better-than-competitive dividend rate, currently at 2.27% APY. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Lake Central leads it 2-0. The bottom of the order for Lake Central, Ryder Fernandez, Drew Arnold, and Quinn O'Brien, your scheduled hitters. And we saw that nice catch by Nick Robinson out in left center. Some of the best hands in the business, just like the Bricklayers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. At BAC Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky, you'll develop skills that will last a lifetime. For more information, visit baclocal4.org. So Ryder Fernandez, the third baseman, also a member of that Lake Central football team as well. This one chopped on the ground. Third baseman Bogue picks it up across and gets the first out of the inning. Really nice play there. Charging that one, picking up that hop. So this brings up the catcher Drew Arnold now.
One pitch, one out. That's keep
and
pitch count
that's
down,
efficient.
And that's the goal there, to get back in your dugout as quick as possible and get some hits going.
This one lifted in the air off to the left side, trying to give chase to this one, and it'll get out of play. Drew Arnold, one of the seniors on this team. Sister got to sing the national anthem pregame.
Pretty good job as well.
Yeah, not too bad. Always enjoy when the students get to sing the national anthem at any sporting event. Makes it a little bit more pure, in my opinion. A little better than you can hit a recording, and I do love my.
Hopefully the technology works as well.
Well, that's 1-1 here. Arnold hits that one, a little squibber off to the right, but it'll be foul on that right side. So Bartow's going to ask for a new baseball here. As that got a little bit of contact?
No, the official asked for it just to double check.
Okay. Wanted to maybe get that one out of play. Is one a different size, maybe? I don't know. He looked like he was kind of comparing them. I don't know.
I think just scuffed.
Oh, could be. Because I know I don't think they really teach it anymore, but back in the day, you could actually do stuff with scuffs. Like you could actually make it rotate a little bit faster or something. There's a 1-2. This one driven in the air into left center. And making the nice catch on the run is Young. He can throw and he can catch.
Second baseman, number 7.
You did a great job of going to track that down, taking a great angle to that ball. You don't run right to it. You kind of run at an angle where it's going to be, right? And you get that angle, and that's what great outfielders do.
It's like you use that quarterback skill. Where's the receiver going to be? I need to get where the ball's going to be.
Bingo.
What's his name? It's Quinn O'Brien lifts this one into center. This time it's Kulmbacher to make the catch in a quick 1-2-3. A really nice response by Mason Bartos there in the second. We go to the third. Lake Central leads 2-0. You're watching Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Planting a tree, installing a fence, whether your project is big or small, NIPSCO reminds you to know what's below and contact 811 at least 2 full business days before doing any digging so that utility companies can mark the location of their underground lines. Contacting 811 is free and it's the law. Avoid possible penalties, costly repairs, or injuries. DIY or a pro, safety is in your hands. Every dig, every time.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Mike Brander here along with Nate the Great Rayman. We got some awards we're going to hand out at the end of this one. We got the Crowd Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game. Crowd Companies are proud to recognize the superheroes on the baseball diamond. You've got the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And then we'll also have the Proud Union Home Play of the game presented by the Region Sports Network. And if you are a trade union representative and you're interested in sponsoring the Proud Union Home Play of the game, please call Chris Ramirez at 219-588-1984. This one on a line and through for a base hit. That's every inning so far. A leadoff single to start the inning.
Good job by the catcher there, Kyle Ketchum, to get on base. And one of the cool parts about high school baseball, catcher gets on, you can get a runner anytime.
Yep. So they are switching. I can't see that number. Is that number 8?
That's probably Mason Conrad.
Was it 8?
Yes.
Mason Conrad. All right, so he is on to courtesy run. It's either that or 0, and there is no 0 on the roster that we received. So, yes, Mason Conrad. Pull up here's numbers here. This is now Devin Ortiz on for Portage now. That one coming upstairs. Conrad, 11 stolen bases on the year, so definitely a guy you got to keep your eye on. That's something that Sivek has had to worry about all game long so far, is having runners on base. That one lifted off to the right, not a play. Both teams with 3 hits. But Lake Central delivered the big blow so far, a 2-run homer off the bat of Griffin Tobias. Portage has had 2 runners on in both innings, trying to finally break through here. And you're near the top of the lineup there. You're in the number 2 spot, now in the number 3 spot right now with Ortiz, the designated hitter, who took a walk his last time up. Conrad now with a big lead off of first. Now, do you think for a guy that's got that many stolen bases and not getting that big of a lead, do you feel like maybe it's because he knows that Sivek is having a little bit of trouble with the command right now?
Yeah, you can be a little more cautious with it, right? You got to break up 2, but I do agree you need a little bigger lead than that.
That breaking ball in there for a strike, 2-2.
But again, something in the grass, you want to get first to third. With his speed, you can get that. But your goal right now is, again, to break up 2 with the ground ball somewhere in the infield.
2-2. This bunt down the first base line, and this will roll foul, so it'll stay 2-2 here. Or was he tagged in fair territory?
No, that was he. I'm not sure why he bunted with 2 strikes. He probably heard the coach give the wrong number.
Okay.
They have those wristbands, and I think he probably said the wrong number, or coach just wanted him to try and do it with 2 strikes and try to just get something going, some energy, something.
Let's say because they picked it up in foul territory, so that's not it. So that makes more sense. Here comes Cody Young. Continue to throw over to first base, and umpire saying, "Hold on, wait a minute." And we mentioned how the clouds in the sky was kind of mostly to the left of where we're watching behind home plate here, and that's starting to creep its way over to the right, and that's kind of causing some havoc with the sun a little bit, because it is bright and shiny right now on that infield. So everyone having to probably wear those sunglasses as it's trying to hide behind some clouds, but
it's a tough sky.
It is very rough right now.
It's just with the cloud. I agree. It's just when the ball gets up, it's easier. The infielder's got to point. Turn around and point. It's talk, gap, line, right at you, something.
Swing and a miss. Runner going to head down to, but it's going to be a foul ball, so runner's going to have to get back to first. So if you're Portage, you want to try to take advantage of this. Get one up in the air, make it a little bit difficult for the defenders to see. Maybe hit one of the birds flying by. All right, now we're going to have animal advocate. Yeah, there you go. Extra points if you do it. 1-1. Runner doesn't go. That pitch in there for a strike.
That was a good job by Coach Prance there to go back to not just the bands. They did the old-fashioned signs as well. If you're having trouble listening or hearing for the numbers, just go back to the old scout.
This one lifted right back to the screen behind us. Appreciate all of you tuning into this game today between Lake Central and Portage. You're going to doubleheader here today from Lake Central. Now, I'm curious, in Game 2, will Portage be the home team, do we know?
I would assume.
I assume so, since they didn't get their game at home yesterday. So, swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Young.
I'm sure both athletic departments took care of that, like the logistical, who takes care of the officials, right? Does Portage bring some balls to use Game 2 because usually the home team provides the baseballs, right?
That's a different. I didn't even think you were mentioning the umpire. Do they have the same umpires for both?
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they just switch and one wears the home plate gear, or do they just?
That's up to them.
Okay. First pitch into Matthew Crosstag, misses outside, so ball 1.
They might have some deals made up where, like, I have Monday, Tuesday, home behind the plate.
Yeah, because usually the same guys work together on a regular basis. Or at least they try to. 1-0. Runner goes. It's going to be a called strike and no throw down to second. So 1-1 the count here on Crosstag. Grounded out to short his last time up. He's got an RBI opportunity here. Would be his 7th of the year if he can break one through. We'll call that a stolen base for Ketchum. This one lifted in the air, center field. Robinson is there, though, to catch it on the line. We go to the bottom of the third inning. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Lake Central will be back up with the top of their order. 1, 2, 3. So Mike Zatkowski, Nick Robinson, and Griffin Tobias. Your scheduled hitters here in the bottom half of the third inning. And both teams here with 3 hits so far. It's been a clean game overall. Mason Bartos would like to have one pitch back, though, in this one so far. So Mike Zatkowski, who flew out to center to start the game for the Lake Central Indians, takes that pitch for a strike.
Mason Bartos comes back after being in the dugout for a minute because, like, when you get those runners on base, you don't throw for 15, 20 minutes or so. And coming back and throwing first pitch strikes is a huge plus for the Indians, Portage Indians.
Is there a rule? I'd have to double check, and you may know this. Like if there is a long inning, now here the bullpens are right next to the dugouts. Would he be allowed to go in there and just toss around?
He can.
Okay, I didn't know if there was a because not everybody has that opportunity.
But then you also got to remember as well, those are more pitches he's throwing technically.
Correct.
Like you're not 100%ing, but 50s. You add a ton of 50%ers, it adds up.
Yeah. We just keep the arm loose a little bit. You're probably only throwing maybe 10 at most, and not at full throttle.
You usually only see that if there's like an injury and there's a big gap.
Okay. Here's a 1-2. Just missing upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Zatkowski. If he gets on, he's definitely a threat to steal. 13 stolen bases on the year. Lifted off to the right. This will get out of play. Actually land near the football press box over there. Here's a 2-2. Coming upstairs, the 3 balls and 2 strikes. Zatkowski working a nice at bat here. Bartos not wanting to give in to throwing into maybe the hitter's zone. So trying to work the edges a little bit and just maybe missing those spots. Payoff pitch. This one popped up. Left side in foul territory. And making the catch in foul territory is Bogue.
That's a great job by Bogue to come be that leader there. That's a lot easier of a catch for the third baseman than the catcher. But go be that general and not let Ketchum run over there, turn his back a little bit, and try to catch that. So that's a great job by Bogue right there.
So here comes Nick Robinson now. Seen his speed on display already in this one. Came in today 339, probably up to 340 with that single in the first inning. Shows the bunt, and it's foul.
That's such another weapon. Nice to have another weapon like that, right? That I could drop a bunt down any time, and it's going to be a tough play at first with that speed.
If you drop a bunt down, it's probably a pretty easy play at first.
I'm just hoping the catcher trips over the bat and maybe throws it in right field. Then I might get on second.
Maybe there's an earthquake and nobody gets to throw the ball at first. and I'll fall on it.
A Little League home run.
0-1, missing outside. Ball and a strike. I feel like those happen more at this level than we see in the major leagues. They do happen, though.
They do.
Here's a 1-1. And that will hit the helmet of Nick Robinson. Now, I doubt the umpire after a headshot like that would say, no. But he didn't make any attempt to move out of the way of that pitch. So
it's got to be blatant as well that he puts his head in there.
Leaned into it, yeah.
Over the plate for him to be called back there. But no, it just kind of got away from Bartos, and to first he goes.
So here comes Griffin Tobias back up to the plate. He's got to be feeling pretty confident about himself right now. It is first home run of the year in his last plate appearance. You talk about your memory on senior day. That's certainly a memory for him.
That's a great memory for him. That's something you'll always remember.
Committed to IU. He'll be taking his talents to the Hoosiers. Yes. Yeah, it'll be for baseball. Yep.
That's a handful of Big Ten athletes Lake Central has as well.
Yeah, they've got Josh Adamczewski, who was drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers last year. And then in terms of Big Ten
football,
yeah, you got Xavier Williams, same class that is going to Iowa. Yep. Missing outside, 2-0.
Portage does not have anyone in the pen right now. I bet his pitch count's very low, but with 2 games today, let's see how they manage their pitchers.
So Robinson on second base. Just a pitch to Tobias that misses outside. So 3-0 to Tobias. Being careful with him, not throwing anything in the zone after what he did last time up.
Again, a walk's not bad, you know?
No, absolutely not. You got the bases open.
For Bartos, that's a smart. You don't want to give up a line drive in the gap here. For him, a walk's a win.
Runner goes. It's called a ball. Runner down to third, and he is safe as well. They are going to call the strike on Tobias, by the way. I didn't see that call indicated at first, but it is going to be another stolen base for Robinson because he stole the second base bag the last time, yes? So that's 3 stolen bases already in this game for Robinson. That's 22 stolen bases on the year. Here's a 3-1. This one fouled away off to the right, giving chase, but not able to make a play. And again, going to that football stadium.
It's very close.
I don't believe we have any track going on today, so that's why you don't hear any heads up in the stands. Those are famous words at Little League and travel ball functions.
Heads up.
Yep, this one chopped on the ground, but foul. Went to go watch some players over at Legacy Fields not that long ago, and I was watching a couple games, and every 5 seconds it felt like.
You gotta love. There's a couple parks around here that have the netting. They're all like quad fields, right?
Here, yep.
They got the netting on top of the bleachers. It makes the experience a lot better not worrying about that.
This one lined and through for a base hit into left. Another RBI for Tobias as Robinson comes through to score. So 3 runs for Lake Central, 3 RBIs for the senior Griffin Tobias.
He just stayed back and hit that where it was pitched and did not try to do too much with that ball.
So let's bring up Drew Costiba now.
But the other day, Mason Bartos is not pitching bad. He's
Absolutely
doing pretty well.
not,
He's
no.
staying with his game plan. He's mixing up pitches, and they're making plays.
And one of the struggles that Portage has dealt with this year, and you attributed, we talked about this kind of before the game, just kind of talking about things and what maybe we want to mention. According to Max Preps, 51 errors on the year, but again, a young team going to make mistakes, and those are some of the growing pains that you deal with when you have a young team, and those will even themselves out come junior and senior year. And yeah, this is going to be one of those teams in the Duneland a force to be reckoned with for sure, and I can't wait to watch it.
That's kind of what, like, on a different standpoint, what Coach Hurley talked about.
This one lifted in the air to left. Young camps underneath it, slaps the leather together, and gets out number 2 of the inning.
Earlier, a couple years ago, when UConn was starting to make their run, he goes, "You better get us now. Just wait for a couple years. You better get us now." Like, all those kids were juniors and sophomores. Same thing with this Portage staff, Portage team. They're all sophomores and juniors right now.
Buy stock now. Brendan Smith up for Lake Central. Struck out his last time up. That's what's fun about the Duneland, though. You got those good teams, the Valpos, Chestertons in there as well.
There's really no off night.
No.
And the cool part about being in the Duneland as well is when you go play the 3A, the 2A, the 1A, you always have that bullseye on your back, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody wants to be the bigger school. So you got to come every night.
Smith fouls it off to the right, giving chase is Hacker in foul territory, and he's got it right there on the turf for the final out of the inning. So the Lake Central grabs one more run, 3-0 as we go to the 4th. You're watching Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
How far would you go to live another game night in the region? Well, lucky for you, you don't have to go far at all. At Region Sports Network, we have a collection of over thousands of games, ranging from last week to the 1960s. Now, you can relive the thrilling victories, heartbreaking defeats, and all the things that make Region Sports so great. Talk to us here at RSN and help us remember the region. Please visit Remember the Region with the link on the screen or through our link tree found on all of our social media platforms. # Remember the Region.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Mike Brenner here along with Nate the Great. NIPSCO is proud to be powering the youth of Northern Indiana. NIPSCO is wishing its Northern Indiana high schools to have safe competition while displaying sportsmanship on and off the field. The Lake Central Booster Club and the LC alumni are also proud to host its annual golf outing at Sherwood Golf Course on July 19th. 100% of the outing's proceeds will go towards all levels of Lake Central football program. For more information, visit LCFB Booster Club and their Facebook page. Cole, Hacker, and DeGrassi will be your scheduled hitters here in the 4th inning for Portage, who's still looking to put that first run across the board. They've been threatening a lot in this game, and they did that against Crown Point as well. Definitely put up a pretty strong game against Crown Point.
Yes, they're 9-9, but there's a couple games in there that they lost late. Like, they could be easily have 2 to 3 more victories on a coin flip toss.
1-2, the count here to Cole. I'm officially going to steal this chair here from Chris Hall. He doesn't need it. That one outside, so evens the count at 2.
Is that good height for you? Or you
That's
need to
perfect.
go higher?
No, I'm
You
good.
got a booster?
I'm good. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 4th strikeout of the day for Blake Sivak.
He's doing a really good job, again, mixing up his pitches. Again, like I keep saying that, but that's what you have to do to be a successful pitcher. You can't live with the fast, live with the change curve. You got to use the whole plate.
Nice breaking ball in there for a strike, and doing that on first pitch as well. Hasn't done that very much, that break. And this one, he throws it again, and this time it's lined into left for a hit. So it's not a leadoff hit, but another single here in an inning. Puts a runner on first base. That time for Caleb Hacker.
All 4 innings now, they've had at least 1 runner on.
Yes, they have.
So the hits are equal, 4-4. They just got to give that big hit now to get that run across.
It just feels like every inning that it's coming.
Yeah, they're like right there.
This one lined into right. This will touch down for a hit. So back-to-back singles. That time for Williams Degrassi.
Now batting third baseman.
So here comes Ryan Bogue, who took a walk his last time up. And that would definitely put some pressure on if he can take another walk here. But he wants to swing away. 2 runners on. Lake Central leads at 3-0. Wouldn't call that a comfortable lead by any stretch of the imagination.
No, just keep putting the pressure on. The Portage needs to keep putting the pressure on Lake Central here. See if they, not fold, but see if they bend a little bit and throw the ball around.
That pitch just crosses that front of the plate for a strike, so 0-1. Lake Central would like a double play here if possible. They've turned 7 on the year. Ryan Bogue has something to say about it, though. He's looking for an RBI to put Portage on the board. Here's the 0-1. That one also in there for a strike, 0-2. I mentioned before with Mason Bartos about, you give up that home run, and then you give up the single, what do you come back with? How do you, respond as a sophomore? And this is where, as a senior, you got Blake Sivak that can come back and comes back with a strikeout after giving up 2 singles.
Just battling, right? Making them hit your pitch, not chasing something. But again, comes back to Callbacker here, 2 outs. See if they can come through with that big hit.
Well, and you think about this too, and this is, again, we kind of hitting these points already, but again, a young team. That's a senior taking advantage of maybe an aggressive sophomore hitter that wants to pull through and be the hero for his team, so maybe taking a little bit of a advantage in that, because that one was maybe just a little bit off the plate, but thought maybe, okay, I can get the younger player to take advantage of that, and that's just, again, just those growing pains that you deal with, and even professional hitters fall for that stuff too.
Not just being anxious, right? Wanting being that guy, but you got to know your spot and know your role there.
Kalmbacher fouls this away. There's those words. Heads up. Those are which words are more famous? Play ball or heads up?
Heads up. That you can use that in multiple terms of life, not just
I don't
baseball.
disagree with you. That's why I asked you. I don't know the answer to the question. 1-1. Oh, and that comes in, hits Kalmbacher in the back. So now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. This is the first time Portage has been able to get a runner at third base, and they'll take it. Kalmbacher may not have wanted to take it that way, but
no, he doesn't care. He's that kid. He'll do whatever it takes for his team right there. Like I said, he's their football. He's like a safety as well on the football team. And kickoff. That dude plays like almost every snap.
So here comes Kyle Ketchum. Singled his last time up. Dropped a beautiful sacrifice right before. Breaking ball, missing low for a ball. 1-0.
He's got to have one thing in mind right now. Like, what one pitch he's looking for, and he cannot miss it.
Sivak kicks and fires. And the count evens at 1.
Cannot let the pitcher dictate it all, right? You got to get ahead.
The senior to the junior, the 1-1. Now 1-2.
So the runners will be going on the swing. If they swing, the runners should be going as well.
Yeah, because only 1 ball. If there were 2 more, then runners would be going regardless.
Yes, on the swing. And that kind of helps. Again, they get a base hit. They'll score 2.
1-2. Got him on strikes. Portage still threatens, waiting for that first run to come across the board. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Parker Robinson, Ryder Fernandez, and Drew Arnold, your scheduled hitters here in the bottom of the fourth. It's a beautiful night. Late afternoon, early evening for baseball here in St. John. Really anywhere to do any outside activities. Maybe you're out walking your neighborhood, listening to the game. Appreciate you tuning in.
Good night to play, too.
A great night to play, too. In fact, Lake Central and Portage will play, too, here tonight. Under the lights. Got awards we're going to hand out at the end of this one. You got the Crowd Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. We can't give it to Nate Ramian anymore. He's won it too many times here for broadcasts. He's our superhero. Got our Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game to award. That would be Zach Miller over there.
He is the hardest worker.
He is not going to deny that fact. He's not going to accept it, but he's not going to deny it either. He's just going to shake his head.
He does a good job with all the computer stuff.
Oh, he's phenomenal. He's a replay master over there. If you notice, his ears are getting just a little bit smaller and his head a little bit bigger. He's trying to cover that up now with the headset. Strike one to Parker Robinson. Flew out to center his last time out. Bartos would like the same thing, if he can. Any out will do. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Yeah, I've been really impressed with the way Bartos has responded after that 2-run home run and really, yeah, like you said, mixing up pitches and doing a great job as a sophomore against the Lake Central team that notoriously the last number of years has been one of the top teams, if not the top team, in the Duneland Athletic Conference, a team that, you know, going through kind of the struggles that they haven't dealt with the last couple of years.
If I'm Mason Bartos and I'm in the bottom of the fourth and I'm going to say I'm only going to give up 4 hits and I'm down 3, it's a good day so far. I'm out hitting them.
1-2. That one missing just a little bit low.
Downfalls of again on the Portage Indians offensive side. They have left 8 runners on base so far.
That one coming upstairs. So working an even count here. Parker Robinson, the shortstop for Lake Central. Come in today betting 294. 12 RBIs. 2-2. This one laced out into left. This will drop in for a hit. So we go now to Ryder Fernandez.
Mason Bartos has kind of hung that a little bit too much on the inside, and he did a good job of staying back and not reaching and taking it out to left field.
Fernandez, the third baseman for Lake Central this season, 283 coming into today. Would like to have his 5th extra base hit right here. Although I'm sure if you ask him, I would like that. I'll settle for a single.
I'm sure at this point he goes, I just want to get on. I want to move my teammate over. And
a walk would work.
Probably wouldn't want to get hit.
I don't think anybody wants to, but they will accept it. Athletic trainer Chris Hall does not want anyone to get hit.
Shout out to the athletic trainers, though, you know.
This one chopped on the ground. Robinson will get to second. The throw to first. 6-3 on the putout for Fernandez, but he does his job. He gets that runner over, who was already in motion, but was able to get to second base easily. So Fernandez, and to me, that's a productive out because you move the runner over. Keep the lineup moving.
With that speed of that hit, Robinson's going to get the second no matter what. So your only play there is going to 1.
Drew Arnold on here now with one out, one on. Lined out to left his last time up. Sporting that bright orange bat.
That is a bright.
If you were to have a bat today, what color would you go for if you were allowed a bright color to stand out?
There's a new Rawlings out there that is lime. It is shiny.
I feel like you're into the lime for sure.
I am. Gotta be different, you know?
Oh, I know you're different.
Yeah. I'm here with you.
2-0 the count here on Arnold.
The technology these days is unreal with the bats, though.
Popped up left side in foul territory. And just getting out of play and into the bullpen of Lake Central. I also just noticed, I don't know if this has been a common theme all year, but Coach Novosel over there at third base instead of Coach Schwartzentruber.
I don't know. Last time we were here, it was the head coach, and maybe just doing it to change the mojo or something.
It could be. I do think, and I could be wrong on this, but I feel like baseball players are more superstitious than anybody else out there.
Can't step on the line.
2-1. Just outside, 3-1. The count here.
That's a good pitch.
Because you're hoping you can get him to swing.
Yeah.
And good plate discipline there. Because it looks like it's in the plate the entire time and it just kind of falls off in the last moment.
Still nobody in the pen. Lake Central has somebody in their pen.
It's fouled back to the screen.
But that's just some confidence Coach Prance has in Bartos that you're going to keep us here, you're going to keep going, and you've done a good job so far.
Well, and there's obviously going to be some thought process in who you throw out there just because of the fact that this is going to be a doubleheader today. 3-2. This one lifted in the air out to left. Going back on this is Young, making the catch out in left, and Robinson will retreat back to second. It looked like it was tagged, but I feel like the wind has died down a little bit. Didn't get as much carry.
That's one of those, I think you got to tag, though. Because if he drops it, you still might score with your speed, right? You're going to score or get on third base no matter what there. So I would just get back no matter what.
Well, and it was deep enough where you can at least put yourself in with 2 outs, runner at third as opposed to runner to second.
Yeah.
And even like a wild pitch here can score a run. As Quinn O'Brien comes up here, second baseman today for LC. Thought about swinging at that one, and they're going to say no swing on the appeal.
So that's probably why, again, I just looked. Well, for the Portage bullpen, they play doubleheader tonight, and then they have Ileana Christian tomorrow. And then on Saturday, they have Hebron. So they have 4 games there in about, 4 days.
This one into center. Kalmbacher, taking a couple steps back now, comes in and makes the catch out in center. Portage keeping this one close, 3-0 Lake Central. You're watching Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
Hey, welcome back. We're going to the 5th inning here at Lake Central. I got Nate Ramian here, Zach Miller working the production, our sports director Mike Dewan doing the camera work for you, bringing you all the action. Got the best in the business here at the Region Sports Network, even with Nate Ramian here.
Take it down a little bit. Just a tad.
Just a tad. Nothing much, though. Winding down the end of the baseball season. Feels crazy to think that. We already had our sectional draw show, and Lake Central will play Munster in the opening round. You said Portage has got the bye in the first round, right? So they don't have to play in that first couple of days, and yeah, they get Lowell. This one lined and caught on a leaping catch from Quinn O'Brien off the bat of Devin Ortiz.
It was a great hit and a great play there.
Great line shot. O'Brien fading back and making that catch. That's definitely a candidate for our Proud Union Home play of the game. This will bring up Cody Young. 0 for 2 on the day. Takes the first pitch in there for a strike. Blake Seaback still working. Senior day here. He's one of those seniors. 0-1. Checked his swing. They're going to say he went around too far.
He's been working really quick. He gets on the mound and just pumps.
0-2. Got a foul tip into the mitt potentially, or a strike 3 regardless. So 2 away here in the 5th. 7th strikeout of the day for Seaback, working for his first 1-2-3 inning of the day. Portage has definitely been putting the pressure on for sure in terms of the base path.
See if Portage can maybe step out of the box real quick just to stop his momentum.
Throw the timing off a little bit. Yeah. So 1-0. That one in there for a strike. Hums that one through. 1-1.
The faster he gets here, that's just the momentum he gets and all the confidence.
He is moving quick. This one fouled off to the right. This is like working MLB pace here.
The pitch clock's on. You're a fan of that?
In major leagues here, not so much. 1-2. That one coming inside. Thought he had that one for some reason, or just wanted to jump off the mound maybe a little bit.
It was close.
2-2. Got him on that breaking ball. Called strike 3. 8 strikeouts on the day through 5 for Blake Seaback. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Lake Central up 3-0. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Save for a healthy tomorrow with an HSA checking account from Tech Credit Union. It's a tax-advantaged way to save and pay for healthcare expenses. You'll enjoy no setup fee, no annual fee, and easy access to funds. Plus, you'll earn a better-than-competitive dividend rate, currently at 2.27% APY. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
Hey, it's the bottom of the 5th inning here at Lake Central. Welcome you back to high school baseball here on the Region Sports Network, and I got to do something that people don't get to do very often. That was make Zach Miller laugh over there in the middle of a broadcast. Certainly very serious and stoic, but I'm getting him to laugh. I like it. Mason Bartos back on for Portage. It's that pitch over to the leadoff hitter, Mike Zatkowski. So back to the Lake Central top of the lineup. So this will be the third time through the order for Lake Central.
Bartos is at 68 pitches now, so he's been productive so far. Only giving up 5 hits.
1-0. Yeah, I'm looking on the other side of the ledger here. Yeah, Portage is already working on their third time through the lineup. I hadn't even really thought about it until I just said that, and they're already working on their third time through with Blake Sivak.
They're 1-2 hits away from it should be like a 4-3 game with Portage.
Yeah, they definitely could have the lead in this one. Just waiting for that one hit to break through. Still anybody's game, still just a Lake Central 3-0 lead. The count 1-2 on Mike Zatkowski. 2-2 now. Sun is officially behind the clouds, and this is a good time for that to happen. This is when the sun starts to set or get low behind that, near where the tree line would be, out in left and just above the houses in the neighborhood.
That could be rough.
It makes it really rough on especially right field, on the right side of the infield as well.
I would not want to play like first. All the throws are coming right into that sun there.
Here's the 2-2. This one in the air. Kalmbacher went back. Now he runs into his right and makes the catch on the run. He's very calm back there. And I don't mean that as a joke for Kalmbacher, but very easy and doesn't panic, it doesn't feel like.
And again, for him, that comes with he's been there, right? He's been a 4-year varsity kid in multiple sports. Like, he's that leader for the Indians out there.
Back to the screen for Nick Robinson for strike number 1. Yeah, sometimes you might watch some fielders kind of stutter their steps a little bit, figuring out, okay, on first instinct, do I go back, do I go up? He might jump back for a split second and then comes back and gets to where he has to do. Where did that pitch miss?
I'm going to say high.
1-1. Holy cow, that looked pretty good to me. Here's a 1-1. This one lined down the right field line, but this will get foul.
That's one thing about Mr. Thill is he's got a pretty tight zone, but it's the 6th inning now. You got to adjust, right?
It's
As
been
a pitcher,
consistent, yeah.
It's been there the same all day.
1-2. This one lined into center. Kalmbacher going back and making the catch on the run for out number 2. Kalmbacher making a case for that Boilermakers Local 374 blue-collar player of the game out there. Doing good work out in center field. Got a leadoff single back in the first and was hit by a pitch to load the bases in the 4th. And then Griffin Kobayas comes into the box here. He's 2 for 2 on the day. 3 RBIs, and those are all 3 runs that Lake Central has scored. That breaking ball hits the corner for a strike. 2-run homer back in the first, RBI single in the 3rd. So those odd innings. Here's an 0-1. Hits the outside corner. And Tobias again not really thrilled with the call. Thinks maybe they were just a tad outside. But quickly 0-2 with 2 away in the 5th. Bartos is also just getting better as time goes on. This one lifted in the air to right. Cole will make the catch out in right. So a 1-2-3 inning for Bartos and Portage, and we go to the 6th inning. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Planting a tree, installing a fence, whether your project is big or small, NIPSCO reminds you to know what's below and contact 811 at least 2 full business days before doing any digging so that utility companies can mark the location of their underground lines. Contacting 811 is free and it's the law. Avoid possible penalties, costly repairs, or injuries. DIY or a pro, safety is in your hands. Every dig, every time.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network.
Mr. Brent, you need to lock in here. We got a couple innings left. We need your A game.
When did I lock out? When did I open the lock? To be fair, I don't think in all my years of doing this I've ever, been 100% into this. I mean,
you're in it now.
I'm terrible. I don't know why they keep hiring me. 1-1 the count here to Hunter Cole, Hacker, and DeGrassi here in the in the top of the 6th inning. There you go. Pitch missing low, 2-1.
As we talked about last inning, here comes that sun again, right?
Right, here's the sun coming out.
Let's see if this can play a factor.
This is where it's going to affect the hitter. This one on the ground left side, and this one picked up by Robinson over to first. Going to be a little offline, but hey, what a play.
He was rounding the bag. Do you see that? Instead of running through it, he was rounding it.
Thinking he might have had a chance to get it, as it was breaking through on the left side there. But he's got to be careful because if he makes that break towards first, he's got to get. And if he doesn't, he's got to get back to first. Otherwise, he can be tagged out.
Another leadoff hitter on for Portage. Let's see if we can build off this and get some hits together.
Caleb Hacker on now here. 1 for 2 on the day. That one in there for a strike. And we talked about last inning, just the momentum for Blake Seaback. That was the only inning where he didn't allow a runner on base in that 5th inning. 0-1. And these guys are probably seeing him decently, but he's coming through with maybe some pitches that they haven't seen yet. So he's working, because sometimes you're like, okay, with this hitter, I'm going to work on these pitches first, and then second time I'll show him this. Checking on that runner at first.
Sometimes the first couple times through the lineup, you don't show them your whole baggage.
You don't want to show them the whole repertoire. Yeah. Are you able to see a number out there in the bullpen? I thought it was 2, which would be Alex Cuevas. 0-2 fouled away. It is Alex Cuevas, number 2. Hey, my eyes are better than I thought. Also noticing Hacker plays pretty close up to the plate. Got that left foot right on that line. This one a chopper right back to Seaback, who doesn't have a guy to throw to at first, but he's going to have to take it himself and steps on the cushion. That's a little defensive miscue on that right side of the infield, and he had to take it all the way. Or he was thinking at least I was going to throw it to somebody, but nobody there, so he had to hustle.
Seaback did a good job, though. He knows ground ball to the right side. You have to cover the back. That's just pitching 101. You just got to get over there. And if the first baseman's fielding it, you're that tosser.
So runner down to second. 1 away here in the 6th. DeGrassi checks the swing there, so 1-0. Seaback checks that runner at second. Delivers a nice breaking ball, but it's low for ball 2. Two and 0 the count here. On the ground, just under the glove of Seaback, and it'll be picked up by O'Brien, who throws one over to first, but not in time. So it's a infield single. So you got runners on the corner with only 1 out. Here's maybe where Portage starts to break through, Nate.
Again, it just takes one big hit here, and it could be a 3-2 ballgame or a 3-3 ballgame here. Bottom of the order again.
Ryan Bogue, hitter here. He's 0 for 1 on the day. He had a walk in his first plate appearance back in the 2nd. Strikeout in the 4th. Now here in the sixth, awaits, shows bunt. Does not get it back, so I believe that's going to be a strike. This is where Coach Prance has really got to decide here how he's going to scratch that first run across the board.
If it's a sack.
Bogue showing bunt. Runner goes. It's outside. The fake throw down to second because they don't. The runner goes. So that's a stolen base for DeGrassi, and that's a smart move by Portage because now you've got both runners in scoring position.
Second and third, one out, and they got to get that one swing.
Base hit here makes it a one-run ball game. Fouled off to the right, giving chase, and did he catch that? Made a catch out in foul territory to the throw to the plate. Not going to be in time, and Portage gets their first run. Brendan Smith jumps into foul territory along the wall. It makes a spectacular play right next to the Portage dugout. Did he did catch it, yes? Or is it just a foul ball? That's what everybody's asking now. If he caught that, I couldn't see from my vantage point.
It's a catch.
It is a catch. So a run comes across the board. That is spectacular.
That's one of those. I think he kind of lost track of where he was on the field. I didn't think he had to dive. Like, if he just keeps running, he would have had that. But at the end of the day, who cares? He caught the ball.
And the run does come across, and the DeGrassi stays at second base, but heads up base running by Cole to be able to come back and score on that because you knew you weren't getting the ball in time. So Prance had to manufacture that run. But now there's two away here in the sixth inning. Man, what a catch by Smith.
That's one of those you got to make sure you tag up, though.
Right. Taking it out to center field. Nick Robinson under it and making the catch to retire the side. But Portage scratches that first run across the board here in the top of the sixth inning. We go to the bottom of the sixth. You're watching Game 9 of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Mike Brender here along with Nate the Great Ramian. Happy to have you along with us. Very entertaining game here between Lake Central and Portage. 3-1 your score. Lake Central on top. And here's Drew Kostiba, who will lead off for Lake Central. Brendan Smith and Parker Robinson, your scheduled hitters. Definitely another candidate for that Proud Union home play of the game. That catch out in foul territory by Brendan Smith. Holy moly.
What a great job there. And you know he's not getting any help from the Portage side there.
Line shot down the left field line, but that's foul.
You don't help your other opposing team.
Well, it's not one of those things where he was even – I think he was still even short of the wall. He didn't even go over the wall.
I think he might have saw the ground change colors. I don't know if that kind of confused him with the warning track there.
But he kept his eyes on it, made a spectacular catch. Kostiba fouls one again. And, of course, I feel like this always happens. When somebody makes a spectacular defensive play, they are always up the next inning in the bottom of the next inning.
Those are just the baseball guys.
Right? That's just how it always works. Either the leadoff hitter or somewhere in that lineup. One of those three. Here's an 0-2 to Kostiba. Lined into right and for a base hit. This will roll for a little while. Kostiba makes the turnaround first. He goes into second. There's going to be a play, and he is in safely with a leadoff double.
It's a good job. Ball was on the outside half there and just took it to the right field.
And that's what we talked about, that sun kind of peeking through again. Right now it wouldn't affect the right side too much, but they're definitely going to deal with it a little bit more. Actually, what it's going to affect is the catcher and the batter right now, I would say, because it's kind of shining right in our direction.
It's kind of funny just the way the trees are in center field. Kalmbacher's in the shade.
Yeah. He gets the reprieve. This one bunted right in front of the plate. Picked up by first baseman, who one hops in, they can't pick it up. So Hacker tries to give it to DeGrassi, who can't pick it up off the bounce. So we'll rule that an error on, I think they ruled it an error on the first baseman there. Although you can give it on the throw because it one hopped.
I would put that on Hacker. You got it's
Okay.
a simple play to hit him right in the chest.
So Hacker was the thrower, so he is the first baseman there. So runner gets to third on that one.
11's our runner on first.
So that is going to be Jacob Figg, our runner now, courtesy runner.
Then Parker Robinson's hitting.
Parker Robinson is the scheduled hitter, 1 for 2 today.
Not sure what that conversation was about.
Could have just been asking him what he's getting for dinner in between games, maybe.
Probably not.
Order something. That one comes in and that hit Parker Robinson. So both Robinsons have been hit today.
First time today we've seen Mason Bartos with some adversity, right? He's had a pretty clean day, just hits, but now he had that miscue at first, then he hit a batter. Now we got bases loaded, no outs.
And we'll have a conversation on the mound, maybe a pitching change. Not sure if we're ready for that quite yet. If Coach Prance is ready for that. As a reminder, we've got some awards we're going to hand out at the end of this one. We've got that Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game 2 award. They have offices open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday, and Saturdays until 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. Then, of course, we got the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. Zach Miller said he's willing to share that award with someone here today. I'll give it away. Or he'll give it away. All right, so we're putting the headset on him, and he's going to give that award away. You heard it. You heard it.
I heard him.
That's what he said. So we'll let him have the crowd mic. And then, of course, we've got the Proud Union Home Play of the Game presented by the Region Sports Network. And if you are a trade union representative and are interested in sponsoring the Proud Union Home Play of the Game, please call Chris Ramirez at 219-588-1984. We would like to have you on board with us here on the Region Sports Network. So Ryder Fernandez comes up here. Big opportunity, 3 on base, nobody out for Lake Central. First pitch upstairs. Again, you talk about as a young pitcher who's done very well today. How does he respond? You know, where are his nerves? Where is his? You know, is he a calm pitcher? Where does he fall into this line here? Long time looking in at his catcher. Little gamesmanship going on there. Fernandez doesn't like to wait that long. Most hitters don't like to wait that long. So he calls time, and they'll get out of that one.
So right now the corners are in. So something to them, they're going to come 4.
2-0 the count. That one missing outside.
Middles are probably just trying to turn that and be okay with giving up that run.
Yeah, middle infield at even depth. Corner infielders are drawn in. This one popped up to the right side, and this will get out of play. So 2-1. The count here to Fernandez. Right field kind of shaded in a little bit. Not as deep. 2-1. That one on the edge for a strike. Didn't like the call. Home plate umpire says, well, I'm waiting for him. We get dinner, so here's a strike.
We got 2 games to play.
Bartos, again, long look into his catcher, Ketchum, 2-2. Fouls this one back behind the plate there. Two delivery here. On the ground, left side, scooped up by Bogue, who throws to the plate, and he's there just in time. What a way to stay with it over at third base. Kind of bobbled it a little bit and then delivered it home on a dart, and they get the force out at home.
It's a great job of Ketchum just knowing he's got to turn into a first baseman there, right? You don't got to tag him, just let it go. It's a force. Now Portage is one pitch away from getting out of this. After all that fun mess in the beginning.
So this brings up Drew Arnold.
Mr. Orange Bat to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. So one away, bases still loaded here. No runs have come across the board here this inning. On the ground. This will be foul off to the left. So 1-1.
Coach Prance has pretty much said is we're gonna ride him to this game out because we're not nobody in the pen. Bartos has been our guy today. We're gonna let him finish this one out.
When you talked about the schedule as well, they got a lot coming up here in these next couple of days. Want to save some of those bullpen arms.
Yeah.
1-1.
At the end of the day, though, conference games, those are the ones you got to go first, right?
Absolutely.
If you got to get to these Alien Christian and the Hebron this weekend, maybe give a good opportunity for a JV kid to get an inning or a couple innings or so.
2-1 the count here on Arnold. Fouls it away, 2-2.
JV game's completed. They're already here.
And I will say, along with, we've kind of shown the accolades of Mason Bartos here today. He's not showing signs of being nervous or anything when it comes to having the bases loaded, nobody out, then he gets that out. He's very poised on the mound. I like the body language that we've seen so far. 2-2. That one just missing off the edge. Nice pitch from Bartos, and the count runs full, and he's got nowhere to put him.
Like, this is his 6th appearance of the year. Like, it's not like his first time out. Like, as a sophomore, he's had before the game started, he came in with 16 innings already.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say he's a seasoned vet, but, like, he's doing a great job.
Popped up, an infield fly is in effect, and it's caught at short by cross tag. And Bartos 1 out away from getting out of this.
It's a great job by cross tag there just to go get it and be that infield general that they need. 2 outs, bases loaded here. Big moment in this ballgame.
So here comes Quinn O'Brien. Two away here in the bottom of the 6th. Ground ball to the shortstop who bobbles the throw to first, not in time. Cross tag comes up with a little bobble on the ground ball right to him. And it's 4-1 Lake Central.
That's just putting the ball in play and making them make quick decisions. Pressure got to him, and said it's still only a 4-1 score here. They're still 1 pitch away from getting out of this, and you had bases loaded, no outs, and 1 run is still a win, I think.
Absolutely. First pitch, this one lined, and it's going to be off the glove, over to third, and it's going to get away. 1 run already in. Here comes a second. On the miscue at third, they're going to hold the runner at second and third off the bat of Mike Zatkowski. It was a hot shot right to Bogue, goes off his mitt. Cross tag, thought they had a play at third still. And it goes off the glove of Bogue again. So I'm going to rule for Zatkowski. I'm going to rule that a single because I think he was going to beat that out regardless because you can't give the error on Bogue on the initial play and going off of his glove. So that would have scored the first run. And then the error is what's going to score Fernandez.
But now is when, again, that's the kind of showing that young team we talked about. They were one pitch of getting out of this inning with no runs.
Well, and here's the thing, too. If you score 5 more runs, this game is over.
Or 4 outs.
4 outs. Yep. That works, too. So Bartos here to Nick Robinson. This one lined down the right field line, and it's fair. 2 more runs coming across the board. Robinson digging in, going to second. He slides in safely with a 2 RBI double.
All of this coming with 2 outs, right? All this with 2 outs. It's a good job here by Caleb Hacker to go talk to Bartos just to slow his heart rate down a little bit. Tell him it's going to be okay. You're one pitch from getting out of this. This inning really doesn't really show how good of an outing he's had today.
No, absolutely not. This is, the wheels just kind of coming off a little bit here, and really it's not at the fault of Bartos at all. He's making the pitches and just needing the support behind him, and really it's been there all day. 1-0 here on Tobias. Runner goes. This one line down the right field line, and this will be a foul ball. So Robinson, who had third base easily, will head back to second.
But it's also not for the lack of Portage on the offensive side, like trying. But they left 9 runners on base.
Yeah.
They've had their opportunities. They've had their at-bats, and they had the guys that they want up to bat. Just didn't come through, and that's just what happens in baseball sometimes.
1-1. Pitch missing low for a ball. Tobias, 2 for 3 on the day today. 2-run homer back in the first. RBI single in the third, and then lined out to right in the fifth. Runner goes again. Swing and a miss. Down to third, and he is in safely. No question about it. Almost overslid the bag. He was in jeopardy of that as opposed to being tagged out.
He's one of the fastest guys I've seen this year.
So that'll give him 23 stolen bases on the year now. And now that runner 90 feet away, 2-2 here to Tobias. Trying to break it through again. That one outside, so the count runs full. And again, these two teams still have a game to play tonight.
Right
This has been an exciting one until the wheels kind of started to fall off here in the bottom of this inning. 3-0 or 3-1 for a little while. And that's going to be a walk, so Tobias will head to first. This will bring up Drew Costiba, who got this whole party started.
That stolen base puts him in 15th in the state this year in stolen bases.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Nope.
Kind of cool. The guy that's in first place in stolen bases on the season is a kid from River Forest. Caleb Short.
Awesome. That's always awesome.
With 30.
Oh, they are the ingots. Maybe he's magnetically tied to the bags or something. I don't know.
Could be it.
Yep, that might be it.
Just spitballing.
Yeah, that's a wonder why they keep me on the air with my jokes, or lack thereof. 1-0 the count here to Costiba. 2-0 now. By the way, earlier we had a fantastic play, and we'll talk about those fantastic hands in the business. just like Bricklayers Local 4. This one lined into left, and this will be caught out and left by Young. So that retires the side here in the 6th. We go to the 7th. Portage has a lot of runs to make up here in the 7th. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
How far would you go to live another game night in the region? Well, lucky for you, you don't have to go far at all. At Region Sports Network, we have a collection of over thousands of games, ranging from last week to the 1960s. Now, you can relive the thrilling victories, heartbreaking defeats, and all the things that make Region Sports so great. Talk to us here at RSN and help us remember the region. Please visit Remember the Region with the link on the screen or through our link tree found on all of our social media platforms. Hashtag Remember the Region.
We move on to the top of the 7th inning here at Lake Central. Game 1 of a doubleheader between Portage and Lake Central. Lake Central putting the throttle on in that bottom of the 6th inning, putting up a 5 spot. I always love those crooked numbers. Portage didn't like that one, though, and they're going to try to get a crooked number up here. They need to get 7 to tie it to force a bottom of the 7th or more.
We do have a pitching change.
Yep, Alex Cuevas is on now.
It will be his 6th appearance of the year. An ERA of 9.80. This will be his 6th inning pitch. He's given up 10 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned runs, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts on the year.
And he'll get a fist bump from everyone on the infield. Your scheduled hitters for this 7th inning: Kyle Ketchum, Devin Ortiz, and Cody Young. Bunt trying to get a single to start things up here, but it's strike 1.
I like that from Kyle Ketchum. Just something to get going, right?
Ruin the rhythm, get people off a little bit.
Might not be seeing the ball well, so let me go try to bunt and get something active.
This one popped up in the air. Again, foul territory, giving a long chase. And that's going to be on top of the bullpen as guys are sliding into that and almost running into that wall over there.
One thing about this complex is there's not much room. Once you get past the bag going towards the corners, it's like foul grounds, fence. Other parks, there's a lot more room over there.
Correct. Yeah, it kind of starts to squeeze as you get further and further down the line. So quickly 0-2 on Ketchum here. Wants to straighten one out and get on base. This one is stretched out and into left, and this will bounce in for a leadoff hit. Right in front of Mike Zatkowski, so talking into existence.
Great job there by Kyle Ketchum, the catcher on the day, and he gets his runner. Runner will be...
And that's the 5th time today that Portage has gotten the leadoff guy on via a single. Do we have a courtesy runner come in?
I think it's Mason Conrad again.
Mason Conrad. He's fast. 11 stolen bases on the year. Actually 12 because he stole one. This one lined and over the head of Robinson and into center. So quickly here, Portage putting on that threat again. Back-to-back singles, trailing by 7.
Getting the runners on today has not been the issue for the Portage Indians. It's just getting them around and getting that next big hit to score them. Left 9 runners on the bases so far today.
And even the run that he did score was off of a phenomenal play out over here in foul territory right next to the Portage dugout that just kind of, because he couldn't get up and throw it back to the plate fast enough, and he even still threw it back to the plate fairly quickly. That's just tough luck on that particular play, but they got the run across the board. First pitch into Cody Young upstairs. 1-0 the count. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Looking to break through here. Try to keep the lineup moving for Portage. 1-0. 1-1 the count now. As you mentioned, Cody Young, one of the quarterbacks on that Portage football team. Good to see him in the fall.
Nice for him to have a year under his belt as quarterback and move into as a junior. With Coach
fouled back.
Roy Richards over there.
Does good things with his football programs.
He's just a good guy. You know, he works hard and he'll do what's best for kids.
1-2. Got him on strikes for the first out of the inning. And Lake Central going to be going through a new coaching change here. Pete Koulianis, the new head football coach here for Lake Central. So that'll be fun to see in the fall. Matthew Crosstag up here now.
They do have that golf outing coming up, right? Don't they have that?
Yeah, absolutely. We can read on that in just a moment. We got time here. So the Lake Central Football Booster Club and the LC alumni proud to host its annual golf outing at Sherwood Golf on July 19th. 100% of all the proceeds will go towards all levels of the Lake Central football program. For more information, you can visit the Facebook page, LCFB Booster Club. Ball inside on cross tag. So Cuevas working here with 1 out, 2 on. Portage trying to continue the lineup here. This one on the ground. Robinson takes it himself over to first, and that will do it. 6-3 on the putout, and that's going to be your final. Lake Central wins it 8-1. It's kind of the story of the day. Let's talk about the meat of the matter real quick before we go to a commercial break and figure out our award winners. Kind of that meat of the matter presented by the Region Sports Network. Getting on base was not easy, but it was doable for Portage in this ball game today. They had numerous base runners over the course of the day. Just couldn't get that final hit to come through.
Yeah, because they left 11 runners on base for this ball game. 11 runners. So, again, there were so many times when they had second and third, 1 out, second and third, 2 outs. Just needed that one more hit to get some runs across. And once they get that little hump, get over that little hump, they're going to be a pretty dangerous team. Again, they're young, they're hungry, they're a sophomore pitcher, throw a great job today, and they're just a couple, they need some, luck on their side to come through. Be ready for it a couple weeks for Sectional 2.
I would say that's not a team. This is not a team I would want to see in Sectional 2, just because it's kind of to me, it's unpredictable. Sure. You never know what team you're going to get, and they may not even know what team they might get. So it'll be fun to watch this team down the stretch and for years to come.
And the good thing about them is, for their predicament, they got the bye.
Yeah.
So it's one less pitcher they have to use for that. And they got the bye, and they got Lowell game 1. And who knows what's going to happen, and Sectional 2 is going to be dangerous.
Yeah, it'll be fun over there. I believe Crown Point hosts this year as well. All right, we're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll have our award winners on the other side of the break. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Michael Brenner here along with Nate Ramian. Happy to have you here on a beautiful Wednesday night for DAC baseball between Lake Central and Portage. And we're going to have our awards here in just a moment.
I don't think you can ask for a better night for baseball. I think for the most part this year we've been very lucky. Not many rainouts. It really wasn't super, super cold this spring. Early on it was kind of wet, but we've been very lucky. And
yeah, I couldn't agree.
The weather gods have been on our side for this spring here.
Yeah, it has been spectacular. Even those cold days, you're still able to get the games in. The weather has been cooperating so far this spring for everything. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our award winners for today. First up, we've got the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies are proud to recognize the superheroes on the baseball diamond.
Superhero of the game, we're going to go with Lake Central pitcher Blake Sevick. He went 6 innings, 7 hits, 1 run, and had 8 Ks on the mound. He worked quick all night and did a great job of mixing up his pitches. And when he gets in his rhythm and he works quick, he's very dangerous. And batters got to get in that better habit of stepping out, having it on your time, not the pitcher's time, and don't let him control that. And if you let him control it, good luck to the hitters.
Yeah, I mean, he did a great job. I mean, he was letting a lot of base runners up on this one. We said like 11 left on base.
There's 11 runners left on base.
I mean, and I don't know if all of them are his because of the 7th inning, so maybe 10 were his or whatever it was. But really control, once they got on, he was able to maneuver his way and get through the innings and not give up any runs until late in that ballgame. So really well done by Blake Sevack today, senior on senior night, throwing a gem of a game. All right, let's go ahead and look at our blue-collar player of the game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org.
Blue-collar?
Yep.
Blue-collar, we have Mr. Bartos, Mason Bartos from the Portage Indians. Pitcher, take out that 6th inning. He did a great job with containing the Lake Central batters of the day. Good job of sophomore, pretty much like a growing up game for him, I think. As the year goes on and he gets older next couple years, he's going to be that number 1, number 2 pitcher for the Portage Indians. And I thought today was a great day for him to come out of his shell a little bit, but just mature and step up and did a great job for the Portage Indians today.
I was really impressed with his presence on the mound, and through some of those situations that he had to deal with, still was able to keep composure. And up until that 6th inning, had only allowed the 3 runs, which when you're talking about a Lake Central team that has kind of dominated this Duneland Athletic Conference for the last numbers of years, I mean that's an impressive thing to do, and he gets to say that he got to hold on to that for quite a while in this ballgame. But really impressive job by him. So.
And as a sophomore, he's going to be around for the next couple of years, and he's going to be that terror against hitters in the Duneland next couple of years. Well, congratulations to him, and again, like I said, you cannot let that score dictate his pitching performance today.
Correct. Yeah, this 8-1 final is not indicative of how well he performed. And because really, I mean, when you talk about that 6th inning, not all of it was on him. I mean, obviously there was some defensive miscues behind him, which allowed runs to score, so can't put it all on his shoulders there. All right, let's take a look at our Proud Union Home play of the game presented by the Region Sports Network.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Brendan Smith had a diving play right next to the Portage Indians dugout. He was full-on parallel to the ground and did a great job of sticking the landing. I would give him a 9.8 with the landing and stepped up and made a great throw home, but the run came across, and that's how the Portage Indians got their run today.
That's why you got to drop it to 9.5. The run still came around.
That's why it's the 0.2.
Oh, it's a 0.2. Okay, that's where you're taking the deduction. Okay, fair enough. All right. I mean, I don't measure all those things, so I'll take your word for it, I guess.
Sure.
You're the analyst, so
something like that.
Or something like that, yeah. All right, this has been a production of the Region Sports Network. Our executive producer is Chris Ramirez. Our operations manager is Rich Castillo. Coordinating producer is Zach Miller. Our sports director is Mike Dewan, who is also our cameraman for today. Mike doing a great job. Have to say he's doing a great job regardless because, he's the sports director. It's got to be nice to him. And, of course, Zach Miller, our other blue-collar player of the game, doing a great job on production as well. Your broadcaster, myself, Michael Brenner along with Nate the Great Ramian doing a great job as always. A big thanks to the coaches, Coach Shane Prance of Portage and Mike Schwartzentruber of Lake Central for getting us everything we needed for the pregame today. And, of course, the ADs, Brett St. Germain and Chris Enyart for Portage and Lake Central respectively. And, of course, you the viewers on Facebook, YouTube, regionsports.com, and wherever else you're watching this game from. We appreciate you tuning in. So thank you, because without you, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So thank you very much. You've been watching Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.